Coverage you can count on. This is KCBD News Channel 11's Daybreak Today.
Now at 6 o'clock, Lubbock police are trying to identify a burglary suspect. What you can do to help is just ahead. Plus, we'll tell you about a partnership that will help South Plains College students continue their education at Texas Tech. And more extreme weather is threatening parts of the U.S. We'll look at impact it can have on people and pets. Today's Friday, July 12th, and you are watching Daybreak Today. Two things. What you're about to show everyone. One, I feel like everyone's on autopilot on Fridays. Two, it reminds me of the comedy Airplane. If you've ever seen it.
Yes, and sometimes we have that comedy of errors going on right now.
Yeah, we do.
Let's take a look at what's ahead for you. Autopilot is engaged today through the weekend and on into early next week. I'm leaving. You're on your own now. No changes in the weather. Here it is, really quiet out there this morning. This is the camera on the east side of Lubbock looking out towards the southwest. This is the camera over at First Bank and Trust, 98th and Slide, and we're looking out to the northeast. Just a little bit of cloud cover, much like what we saw yesterday. We're going to see a lot of sunshine today, starting off dry and expecting it to be a dry day. Temperatures right now are quite mild, 64 over at Plainview, but Lubbock Airport is still 76. Seminole is 70, out towards Childress 74. Hit 101 in Childress yesterday, and it'll be back up to around 101 or so in that area again. Upper 90s to right around 100 degrees. Up here on the Cap Rock, mid to upper 90s, including Lubbock, headed for a high today of 97 degrees. Details on the weekend coming up in just a bit.
You can't leave, Steve. Stay put. All right, thank you so much. Well, it's 6:01, and we're starting with our top story. 5 people are going to prison for sex trafficking a Lubbock teenager. According to the Justice Department, the 17-year-old disappeared from her Lubbock apartment in November of 2022. Investigators say her neighbor, Bianca Vega, and Vega's boyfriend, Darian Thomas, took the teenager to Odessa to meet with a known sex trafficker, Cameron Pfeiffer. The 3 then moved her to New Mexico, where they trafficked and later abandoned her in January. Federal agents say two others, Sarah Gonzalez and Jalen Fontaine, trafficked the teenager as well. All 5 traffickers were charged in February of last year, but sentenced to prison yesterday. This morning, Lubbock police are asking for your help in identifying a woman who's accused of burglarizing a restaurant. Take a good look. Investigators say this woman entered a restaurant near 98th and Slide around 1 a.m. June 17th. Police say she then gained access to a safe. If you recognize her or know who she might be, you are asked to call the crime line at 806-741-1000. Any information leading to her arrest could make you eligible for a reward. South Plains College and Texas Tech University are teaming up to help students achieve their goals on a quicker and cheaper timeline. That sounds good, right? The Texan to Red Raider enrollment program allows students to attend classes at both schools at the same time. The collaboration has been years in the making. Faculty and staff at both schools looked at course requirements and also what's needed in the workforce while they were developing the program. And we're told the Texan to Red Raider pathway will serve not only traditional students, but the community as a whole.
So we're going to be able to serve a diverse population, both traditional students that are starting out of high school, but also for students that maybe are already in the workforce, maybe have some college, and they want to come back and finish their degree. So we're going to be able to really serve the Lubbock community as well as any students coming to Lubbock to pursue their education.
Students will be able to start enrolling in the program this fall. And right now, some residents in East Texas are still without power following Hurricane Beryl, and Governor Greg Abbott is demanding answers as to why power isn't fully restored. Joshua Ramirez is at the News Now desk with Abbott's promise to launch an investigation into issues surrounding a major energy provider. Good morning, Joshua.
Yeah, good morning, Energy. CenterPoint Energy is the company at the center of Governor's latest demands for investigation. While in Asia, Governor Abbott said he'll be calling on the Public Utility Commission to find the answer to why nearly 1 million Houstonians are still without power and why it seems to be a constant problem involving CenterPoint Energy. Further south, there are reports that it could take up to 10 days to restore power in Galveston. Right now, more than 10,000 utility personnel are working on repairs across the region. They're hoping to get the power back on for another 400,000 customers by the end of the day. Angie.
Thank you. Across the nation, President Biden is returning to the campaign trail today after hosting the NATO summit in Washington, D.C. The president held a news conference yesterday, the first since his poor debate performance last month. He defended his candidacy and ability to defeat former President Trump in November. President Biden says he's the most qualified person to run for president, adding he underwent 3 intense neurological exams, which all determined he is in good shape. He also pushed back against Democrats who are calling for him to drop out of the race.
The best way to assure them is the way I assure myself, and that is, am I getting the job done?
The president said he made a mistake heading into the debate with an overloaded schedule. He's set to campaign in Michigan today. Well, more storms, tornadoes, floods, and heat are impacting the U.S. today. Amy Kiley has a look at how people and pets are enduring the latest weather woes.
People and pets are suffering from the latest round of severe weather. Most western states have heat alerts again today. Las Vegas is on a record hot streak, but not the gambling kind. Reno, Nevada has new signs urging pet owners to beware of hot surfaces.
What we can do is we can put our hands or our feet on the pavement for about 7 seconds.
The city says dogs might need booties or to stick to shade and grass for now.
If it's hot for us, it's going to be really hot for them too.
Some Houston area homes and businesses still lack power due to Beryl, and the city has a heat advisory today. That's dangerous for both humans and their furry friends.
There's been lots of stories on social media about how people are trying to keep their pets cool during this moment of no power and storm cleanup.
The National Weather Service confirms multiple tornadoes hit New York Wednesday, affecting animals and damaging property. In Vermont,
so this whole street within an hour just flooded.
Officials say rescuers just saved more than 100 people and at least 15 dogs or cats from floods. This feed store there lost power.
Feed's got to roll out here every day or animals are going to go hungry, so we have really no choice but to get power back.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
It's 6:07 on your Friday, and we're checking in now with Steve Devine. Steve, what are you tracking at this hour?
More heat, and more heat coming to our area. Not as extreme as what we've been seeing across the western United States. High temperatures yesterday: Phoenix 115, Salt Lake City 106, Boise 105, Billings 100. Los Angeles, though, was just 76. You see temperatures have moderated quite a bit across the eastern United States. Here in Texas, had a couple of stations that hit 100, Austin and San Angelo. Houston, still with that high humidity that they have, 92 degrees. The images of the devastation there, the number of power poles that have just been snapped off. It seems like it would take quite a while to get power restored with the damage there. Locally yesterday, Childress was our hotspot at 101, Plainview 95, Lubbock hit 96 degrees, 3 degrees above the average high for the date. By the way, yesterday's record here in Lubbock, 108. The record high for today, 110. So we're looking at a mostly fair sky outside right now. Just a few clouds, 76 degrees, a little bit of a breeze, expecting just a slight breeze today, kind of like what we saw yesterday. In terms of our current conditions at Plainview, it is now 63 degrees with a light wind, clear sky. And as we check in on our raincast here, we are looking at just a few clouds this afternoon. Kind of hard to see that. So generally sunny, as I mentioned, that little bit of a breeze, and quite hot with those highs. Mid to upper 90s up here on the Caprock, upper 90s to around 100 degrees off the Caprock. Lubbock today headed for 97 degrees with more heat for the weekend. Again, generally just a little bit of a breeze, generally sunny. It's going to keep us dry through the weekend and on into Monday. Remember to practice heat safety, stay hydrated.
Absolutely. Good advice. Thanks, Steve. Still to come on Daybreak today, there's a warning from the Traffic Safety Administration this morning that could affect you and your family in a life or death situation. We'll explain the reason behind it. Plus, a whole new pastime for pets is making waves, and your pup can get in on the fun and friendly competition this weekend. It's all next on Daybreak today. It's 6:09. You're watching KCBD News Channel 11.